today's show with a sneak peek at the next 2 episodes of The Last Dance. In this installment, we finally get the backstory on the fight between Michael Jordan and teammate Steve Kerr during training camp in 1995. Now, this was 2 years before Kerr hit the series-clinching shot in Game 6 of the '97 finals. Take a look.
So one day at practice, Phil put Steve Kerr guarding me.
We were on opposite sides in a scrimmage, and he's talking all kinds of trash, and I'm pissed because, we're getting our ass kicked.
Phil sensed my aggression, but he was trying to tone me down, and he starts calling these tick-attack fouls. Now I'm getting mad because for you to be protecting this guy, it's not gonna help us when we play New York. It's not gonna help us when we play these teams that are very physical. Next time he did it, I just hauled off and I said, when I fouled Steve Kerr, I said, now that's a foul.
I have a lot of patience as a human being, but I tend to snap at some point because I'm extremely competitive too. Just not really good enough to back it up usually. But I'm going. I'm gonna fight.
He hauls off and hits me in the chest. And I just haul off and hit him right in the eye. And Phil just throws me out of practice.
Brian, we've heard so many stories about how hard Michael was on his teammates, but not many about his teammates pushing, or in this case, fighting him. And it's especially notable that at this point, these guys didn't know each other well. They'd only been teammates for a couple months. What changed for the Bulls after this fight?
Yeah, I think that pointing out the time and place is super relevant to this story because it was early in that season, Steve Kerr's first year there. By the way, we've seen Steve Kerr snap on the sidelines and go crazy with referees and get thrown out of games and stuff, so I believe it. But Michael has said in other interviews that he really hadn't connected to his teammates after coming back from baseball, and that this was a wake-up call for him. Not only that he needed to get to know his guys a little bit better, but he needed to moderate his behavior a little bit. And look, only his teammates can know whether it really made a difference. But I will say this, Jay can probably back me up on this. So many NBA fights have been a result of practice foul calls, which it seemed like it played a role here as well.
Great call on that, Brian. You're exactly right. And look, Rachel, this stuff happens every single day sometimes for some teams. It happens multiple times throughout the course of the season. Guys get in fights, guys throw punches. But ultimately, I think that experience can bring a team a lot closer. And just to add a caveat to what Brian said about Jordan coming back from baseball, I thought it was really good for him to see a guy like Steve Kerr that may not be as athletically gifted as Michael Jordan, but was relentless and not willing just to back down. And that's the type of fight that you do need on a team, obviously, when they went on to win 3 more championships.
Yeah, I mean, look, you get a respect factor going there, too. And you say there are fights now, guys, but it is nothing like back in the 90s. In fact,
Fair.
I asked Steve Kerr about this when we did an interview with him just the other day. Take a listen to what he said.
Practice fights happened all the time, and practices were very different back then. There was a intense competition in practices. We scrimmaged, we competed, we butted heads, and on every team that I was ever on, there were 3 or 4 practice fights a year. It was not uncommon.
Right.
And generally, those things remained under wraps, and I don't think anybody found out about the fight that Michael and I got into for months. I think it came out way later. But stuff like that happened. It was just intense competition.
It really is amazing how much has changed on that front because, guys, it's an international incident now if teammates look crossly at each other. Remember LeBron subtweets Kevin Love? It's discussed on talk shows for a month. Jimmy Butler beats Karl Anthony Towns in a game of pickup at a practice, and it is front page news. Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face, and the next day they were like, we're all good. Amazing. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.